guys, I have to get another chair. These aren't comfy for me. You gotta ask for what you want. Right? Yeah. So I'm just gonna stand up until. Okay. Which is really awkward.
And I will stand as well.
Look at that support. Solidarity is what we need. Yay! Right? Yeah. Sorry. Oh, God made it a thing. Okay. So, great. Awesome.
So I guess we're still waiting on Cristin here.
Just gotta get that chair.
We're waiting on Cristin and a chair.
How's everybody doing? Oh, you said better now that we're here. Yes. All right. I'm married. Knock it off.
It turns out these two are best friends. We didn't realize this when we booked them.
These two, Niecy and I. Yeah, we are. There you go. It's an exclusive.
And Daniel and I are mortal enemies.
And we have sort of a Star Trek parody. And there's really no common ground there except that they're all great shows and they gave you all great roles. So let me start just with something very basic and go down what made you want to play this part and what was the most fun thing about it this year? Niecy?
You're asking me first?
I'm asking you first.
The thing that made me want to play Desna in Claws was the fact that she was so well written. And for a black woman on the south side of 40 to that's not supposed to be funny now.
That's right. Well, I don't know. I think I just loved the script first of all, and I just loved Noah Hawley's work, and I thought the writing was really brilliant, and I thought it was really cool of him to take a risk and make a change like that. I never read the pilot thinking, oh, I'm going to play the part of Lenny Busker, who was a middle-aged man in a mental institution. But once he kind of told me what the general arc of the character was and what kind of happens to Lenny, I was like, absolutely, that sounds insane. And it's kind of just an opportunity for me to play lots of different characters in one, so I thought that would be really challenging.
So was he the one who first mentioned, well, maybe you could do Lenny?
Yeah, I thought we were meeting about a different part, and we had one meeting, and then he called me back and said, let's have coffee again, and then over that coffee he said, what about Lenny? And so yeah, I don't know why. I can't tell you why he thought that I could do that, but I thought it was interesting, and I just thought if he's gonna kind of trust me to inhabit that character and just let me kind of create the character from nothing, then that would be really interesting.
Mm-hmm. And you did insist on not changing the lines that had been written for
yeah, just at first I thought yeah, because once I wrapped my head around it, I was like, I thought it would be more challenging and more interesting to just play it as it was written and not have it be, tailored for any gender necessarily, and just kind of figure out who that person was from the core.
Mm-hmm. Chrissy, what was it that appealed to you about This Is Us?
It was a job. No, of course, everybody was like, Dan Fogelman has a pilot, and it's a family drama, and it's not linear, and it's really interesting. And we were like, what? And the fact that we've never seen a plus-size woman on television, on a network television show, who's actually going through something and not just the butt of the joke or the best friend or, but actually a main character, a lead character with flaws, but like a really big heart. And right? Hey! And so, of course, everybody, wanted to audition for it, and I was like, and I was a talent agent at the time. And so I was like, help me get out of here. And, because obviously, well, not obviously, but I became an agent's assistant, and then I was like, I love to help people and be of service, but like, this is not what I came to Los Angeles for. So luckily I got an audition, and thank God they liked something about it, because it wasn't the greatest first audition. Yeah, I mean, it was something that I've always wanted to do, and I feel very close to the character, sort of feeling like the second fiddle, and always kind of in the shadow as Kate is with her brother, and particularly with Kevin. So, yeah, the opportunity. I think I had maybe 2 auditions in like 2.5 years or something. So I was like, I'm gonna go.
Just to have that luxury of time to be able to explore a character to the core, to be able to play this long arc. I've been so envious watching all these great shows these last few years, and I felt like, oh, just waiting for the right thing to come. And then I read this book, The Alienist, written by Kate Carr, and it's one of these books that you cannot put away. I just loved everything about it. This combination of it being a dark thriller, and I've always been drawn into the darkness since I was a teenager. I just loved the gore and the darkness. And then on the other hand, that very entertaining history lesson about New York at the time, at the end of the 19th century, which is so interesting because it explains the beginning of so many fascinating sciences like psychology, forensics, and it tells you the history of New York. I wasn't even aware that Theodore Roosevelt was running the police department before he was the president. I think no one in Germany knows that. So I learned a lot. On top of that, I'm married to an alienist. So my wife said, you have to do this.
Now, we don't call it alienist anymore.
But it's great now, because now she thinks that she can read my mind, and when she's doing her thing, I know, hey, I know the game.
Yeah. You can see. Yeah.
Sort of.
The delay.
Ask her to use a headset.
Your audio is breaking up. Do you have a headset you could use?
Yeah, hold on.
I didn't know that. Very valuable.
Yeah. Hold on.
We went to college together, nothing has changed.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give her the first. Hello. I don't remember.
I mean, the question was just how.
What was the role? Yeah. Because I was very attracted to this, that show is so incredibly made and so beautifully written, and that role, I sort of got to do 2 films at once, right? Like a Mumbledore office film, playing this like quiet mouse, and then this like incredible Star Trek adventure where I got to play the hero, and I got the opportunity to explore so many different layers of this one person, which is what we all have, and it just was, I jumped at the chance.
Did you think?
All I hear afterward is like jumping silence. like that I answered it wrong somehow. He's like struck that. Yeah, there you go.
Did you think of the Office Nanette and the Starship Nanette as being 2 different people in any way? Or were there differences to how you played the 2 versions? The real person and the sort of digital version of her that's inside this video game?
Yes. I mean, I think that she like realizes her greatest potential in that space world, right? That she like actually this tiger that has always been within her comes out, and that she realizes that she can like run the show and actually be in charge and is the smartest in the room. And in the office, I played with like different postures because she's someone who is like polite to the point of she's always sort of like smiling and pushing everything down, just because she just wants to get by without being harassed and sort of be polite and be a good team player. And in the real world, there's like much more. I'm sorry, in the space world, there's much more of like a scrappy like scramble. But she's just at the end of her rope. It's really life or death. Silence.
We're not sure that you're finished, so we're waiting in case you say something else.
I know. This is just like ridiculous. I thought this was supposed to be like, are we living in the future right now?
By the way, there's somebody here in the second row who says he went to school with you and nothing is, high school with you and nothing has changed.
College.
College.
I do
Sorry.
feel way better now that I did college, so that's changed.
A character where, you know, it's a female body, there's a male consciousness in there, there may be some other people mixed up, we don't really know who's in charge in her head. It feels like sometimes she doesn't know. When you're playing a character that's got so much going on that is, you know, confusing in a way not only to the audience but to the character, do you have to have everything straight in your head, or can you just play with the confusion yourself?
I would say it's a little bit of both. I think kind of the experience that a lot of the actors have on the show I think we all are always a little bit confused, but and you know, I have to read the scripts like 10 times before I even like begin to understand what's happening. And Noah will kind of help us and answer some questions, but I think there's kind of an element to the show where, in a way, I don't know, especially the second season for me, the confusion in a way about what's going on kind of seeps into the performance in a way. It's kind of like, I don't know if Noah does it on purpose at all, but I felt kind of like in real life how I felt on the show in a way, which is helpful actually. And I know who Lenny is, but I think you're right that there's all different kinds of versions lurking around in there. But it really comes down to the scene and what she wants in that moment. And I think season 1 was all about David Haller, and it was easy for me to connect to that because he was my everything, and this season is kind of different. So it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of a mixture, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever walk away from the scenes thinking, I don't know what we just did, but I hope it worked?
Oh yeah, like, yeah. I mean, we all kind of feel like we're part of like a weird theater troupe performance or something. A lot of the effects are practical, and a lot of the stuff that we're doing is just really bizarre and just insane. So at a certain point, you kind of have to just let go to the logic of it and just commit to the surreal kind of playfulness of it or something.
Mm-hmm. Did you go into the backstory a lot?
You know, it's interesting. Justin and I had a meeting probably 2 weeks before we started shooting, and he asked me relationship advice about his current life. And I was just like so quick to be like, actually no, this is what needs to happen. And so it like was effortless, our relationship. And I think that the same thing with Sterling, although I feel like he's got it together. He can do no wrong. But it was sort of really natural, and I think that's a testament to the casting directors and to everybody who was, you know, part of that process, because it was genuine. Like we really liked each other and were supportive of each other, and also, you know, have a bit of a, I mean, I'm sort of the glue that holds this big three together, and the diplomat, and, you know, the boys are the alpha males, and, you know, but as we learned in the season 2, that they were like, were we not there for Kate enough? And so that's something that obviously plays into the relationship, that she sort of felt like she was in the shadows of her really successful, handsome, amazing brothers, and she never quite measured up. But the relationships happened on their own, which is really nice and a gift, and I don't think happens that often. So, but that's sort of how it is with all of the cast members. Luckily, very gratefully.
Yeah. Daniel, did you go beyond what was in the script?
Yeah, I had to. I mean, it's always intimidating when you read a script and it says 3 times, 10 times how clever this guy is. You know? You really have to do your homework. So, and again, thanks to my wife, she gave me a lot of stuff to read, and it was very interesting because you know, that was the time when, you know, these guys in Vienna became famous, Sigmund Freud and Breuer and Jung, and I found many interesting references and similarities between those guys and my character, and I wonder whether the writer Kate Carr was also influenced by their lives and their work. So I did that, and then there was a great book called The Isle of Ice that I read, which deals with Roosevelt's commitment in fighting corruption in New York at that time. And it was funny to shoot a period piece which felt so current, unfortunately, I have to say, because everything we touched there with the immigration crisis, class division, sexual harassment, exploitation of children is still, you know, a very current subject, unfortunately. So it didn't feel that distant. And then for me, I had to work a lot with a dialect coach to lose my Germanness, which, you know, took a couple of weeks and months, and it was important for me because I talk a lot in the show. And I just wanted to feel comfortable and at ease with that language. We are so used as actors to be able to improvise with modern language. It's always a way to say okay or cool or whatever. So my character couldn't say that. So there's no space for improvisation. You have to stick to that very formal Victorian language, which is not my mother language. So that was quite something. And then what really annoyed me is shooting with Dakota Fanning, because she always nailed it in 1 take or 2. And I couldn't stand the directors going, oh, wonderful, amazing, great. Turn around with the drum guy, it was 17 takes. What did you say? It was quite clear. And so that was, the first week that was a bit tricky, just to feel comfortable with, to not make it look stiff and old-fashioned, just to make it look authentic, natural, but that happens. So.
Black Mirror deals with sexual harassment in the workplace, with a woman standing up for herself. I mean, were there ways in which it felt more current than you realized when you were making it?
Well, I think that, you know, Charlie and Annabelle have a habit of being sort of early impressions with things. They always sort of like write something and then like 6 months later, it seems like that thing really comes alive. To me, this episode was nothing new because I've been a woman alive in the world. And like, you know, so I definitely didn't think it was new, but I think that, you know, we shot that at a very certain point in time where I think, I'll speak for myself, I won't speak for, you know, anyone else. I think there was a little bit of wish fulfillment with seeing a very intelligent woman be a small-minded misogynist. That was nice. Yes, stop. I know, I'm really having trouble reading this room. I'm like next to my front door because it's like where the only light is, and my neighbors must think that I'm like having a psychotic break. All they can hear me yell is silence, like every 4 minutes. Misogyny, I don't know.
Well, let me also, you know, Aubrey, Chrissy, Niecy, are there ways in which you find the work you did feeling very current right now? I mean, we're in such a this point in our culture where everything is changing dramatically. I mean, do you feel like your shows address that in any way?
I feel like for us, for Cause, we have some stuff coming up in season 2 that deals with a lot of things that, is current right now in women's rights and women's issues. And I just also feel like our show came along at a time when women collectively were reclaiming their power. And we do a show right now with the backdrop being things that you would normally see men do. With the money laundering and the drugs and the murder and the, all of those sorts of things. It lends itself to a Breaking Bad or a Sopranos. It's nothing to see a man doing these types of things. But we turned it and said, well, let's just see what would happen if women were doing these things. And I just think that it's come along at a perfect time with what is going on in the country right now for women to lead. Yeah.
Chrissy, Aubrey, do you?
I don't know. It's like hard for me to answer that question because my show is so insane and it's. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what it's saying about anything really. But I think there's a lot of kinds of themes, I guess, that Legion hits on, but I think the major one is mental illness, and I think that's kind of explored on the show in, ways that I've never seen before, and kind of shining a light on it in a whole new way. So I don't know if that's current or not, but
Yeah.
I feel like it's relevant.
Yeah. I mean, Chrissy, I feel like yours it's more about matters of the heart than anything else. But
It is about matters of the heart, but it's also about, we're so afraid of being vulnerable, and I think none of us are really comfortable with sharing our feelings. And so when I meet people and they're like, oh, I felt this way, and they're completely divulging their deepest, darkest secrets to some stranger, although I come to their house every Tuesday night. It's what we need. I think it's really necessary for us to really be honest with not only ourselves, but with each other. And of course matters of the heart, but also paternity issues and weight issues and miscarriages. I've had so many women who say, I never knew how to talk to anybody about this. And luckily, I think women as a whole are banding together for many reasons and for many important reasons. But when you just to speak to a woman you've never met before who's crying in your arms basically about understanding a miscarriage or something that she's gone through, it's so much more than a television show and so much more than I could have ever dreamt. And it brought my sisters and I closer together, which is even crazier. So this is my family, But to be able to be vulnerable and talk about issues and mental health, Randall goes through, a lot of anxiety, addiction issues, whether it's with medication or food, or illness, death. We're all going through those things, and they're all, I think, obviously always going to be, current and I hope discussed. But the way that it's sort of laid out is so relatable, and I'm really, really grateful for that, because it's not only do I inform my character, but my character informs me as a woman and as a human being on this plane of existence. So, yeah.
Past season, what was the toughest thing for you, Niecy?
Sex scenes! I had never been asked to be sexy in this business, ever. And I've been in the business over 20 years. And they waited, until I was a mature woman to say, can you take all your clothes off? And I said, who, me? So it is challenging because I've just never done it before. And when you look at it on TV, it looks so hot and steamy and sexy. And in real life, it is anything but that. And so to try to make it look real when you got a cameraman right here, you got a boom mic right here, this other boy is on top of you sweating in your eyes. Oh Lord, wait a minute. You know what I mean? You got your good thing at home and you like, I don't want to get in the So it's challenging because I purpose to make it look good. But it's not easy being that vulnerable and that exposed in front of strangers let alone somebody who you never even went out on a date with. What's your last name again? Oh, you know, so that's the hardest part for me to see.
Aubrey?
I would say just like the kind of, I would say my character the first season was so wildly different than she is now, because I was kind of this all-powerful, you know, my body was being used as a vessel for this psychic mutant villain who could just kill people by, you know, like a flick of the wrist. And so there was something really kind of fun to play with that much power. And then, you know, the first episode of season 2, just like a sharp left turn was made in my character. It's just completely stripped of all the power that I had, and I'm now a prisoner of this dude. He's wearing my suit, and you know, I'm in a bathing suit, you know, serving him martinis, and it's like, you know, it was hard. That was challenging, I think, because Lenny is now kind of trapped in nowhere land. She died. She doesn't even know if she's real or not, and she's being abused and used by this guy, the Shadow King. And I think so. I think that was challenging because it was kind of like, you know, all my fun little stuff. I mean, it's fun. It's still fun in a different way, but I think you know, going down that more vulnerable route and trying to kind of dig deeper and explore the human side of money is probably the biggest challenge.
You know what's challenging is being in an emotional state for 10, 12 hours a day.
You better say that again.
Being in an emotional state for 10 hours a day is tricky. Particularly, I don't know if the miscarriage clip was shown, but when Mandy Moore comes to the door to actually console Kane. Some people, obviously, you guys are very well versed in this business, but people don't understand that it takes 6 to 7 hours sometimes to shoot one scene, and different coverage and all that jazz. And so being in that all day is really challenging, especially because, I mean, obviously I'm not a shy girl and I'm a happy girl, and being in those emotions can be really draining physically and, of course, emotionally. And so having to decompress, but also doing it over and over and doing it, you know, day in and day out can be really challenging. And so luckily Chris Sullivan, who plays Toby, is such a little gem, and he'll come in with his levity. But like, it's it can be really draining on your, you know, I think on a cellular level, like our bodies don't know the difference, right? And so when you're in that state, that can be really challenging to decompress over and over. So.
Daniel?
Apart from spending 7 months with Luke Evans, it was maybe towards the end. You know, because at the beginning I think everybody laughed about me because I have these scripts with so many clever notes in my folder, and then towards the end of the show I couldn't deal with all these different colors of script versions. Because then, of course, at the end of the show, you realize, oh, we have to go back to episode 1 and then 4. And so we had some mad days where we were jumping from one episode to the next. And because we had 5 different directors, you had to constantly remind yourself in which state you were, you know. And so that was tricky. And that's a good point, emotionally speaking. Fortunately, my son was 5 months old in Budapest, and it was always great to go from darkness and switch it off and go back to my baby. I mean, sometimes I didn't manage to do that, but I hope he won't be traumatized.
Cristin, apart from dealing with this Q&A, what was the biggest challenge?
No, that's it. You nailed it. No, my situation was a little different because it was like, you know, sort of the one filmed and done. And this is not like a rehearse. The hardest part was it ending. Like, absolutely. You know, it was such a spoiling experience that, and roles like that are so special, and casts like that are so special, and writing like that is so special. I cried like an absolute baby on the last day, because I like knew how exciting that was to be a part of, and I was so sad for it to end. And I think that was like the hardest part, you know, because I knew like we would never get to go back and do that again. Not to bring it down.
BJ Beverly.
Hello. How are you?
And Cristin, I'm the singing homeless guy in the untitled Cristin Milioti project. It was a pilot I did for you 2 years ago. Yes, I did the Mama number 5.
You're like dancing on the part. Like,
Yes.
Did we have you sing Mambo number 5?
Yes.
And the back pulled open. You were like, sorry, I can't tell I'm interrupting you. I can't hear. I'm gonna just let you know.
Did it ever get released?
It did not. No, it did not.
Our movie's coming out.
Is there any way I can get a copy?
Nothing.
Sorry, what was on?
Oh, sorry.
I was saying our movie's coming out in August.
Oh,
We're in a movie called Beverly Left Lane, An Evening with Beverly Left Lane, and it will come out in August.
Yes, that was the teacher.
That's right. Thank you. Good to see you.
I would like to ask a little bit about the pre-production, particularly, you know, how much time you guys had work for, a little bit of your processes going into the first day of shooting. Was it just 2 auditions and then bam, you're, first day of shooting and you're all working on it on your own with your acting coaches and different methods, and you work with the director? I mean, what is the process going into that?
Well, for us, for Claws, couple things. One is they wanted to really land the look of the show. So there were tons of fittings with us all together to get the look. I mean, you saw how Desna looks with the long, natural style hair. But I started off in a soccer mom's bob with blonde highlights. It was not cute for that character. And so we had to do a lot of that to find the look. And then we also all went to nail school for real. So we had to learn how to do acrylics and gels. I had somebody come in specifically to teach me how to thread eyebrows. So our process before it wasn't just get a script and show up. We had to do a little bit of, labor before we birthed that baby. Yeah. Took a little bit for our show.
Anybody else want to talk about the preparation?
We had a month or 2. It was great. I went down to Budapest, and then I went to psychotherapy, which I'd never done before in my life. And it was funny because I told the psychotherapist that I'm just here to look at her looking at me and listen to her, to the questions she would. So it was very awkward for her. And then we did rehearsals, and there was a moment in which we all got a bit nervous because we were rehearsing in modern clothes. There was a teddy bear on the floor, supposedly a corpse. And we were saying these lines and we just didn't work, and that was I think a week before shooting. So and I could see that look on the director's face, thinking like, oh, maybe all goes terribly wrong. But somehow then when you are in costume and then you rehearse among the actors for a couple of days, which we did on our own, it worked.
So when you're going to psychotherapy just to see how the psychotherapist looks at you, do you tell her the truth about yourself?
No.
So you were just making shit up.
Yeah.
I love all your shows. And I have two questions. One, what techniques do you guys use to get into your character? And the other one is, what advice would you give to young actors, actresses, and filmmakers, you know, that you wish you got when you were starting out?
Those are great questions.
Cristin?
I'll tell you what advice I wish I got. I wish I'd been told that to not compare yourself to anyone else, and to keep the blinders on in your own lane, and to do what feels the best for you. I think I spent a really long time trying to do what I thought was the thing that people wanted, and was not what I am or what I want. And it wasn't until that I sort of let go of that then I started, also that's like the most joyful thing that we get to do. It's very joyful, and why would you go through trying to live up to some idea of what you think people want? Like, I remember auditioning for Gossip Girl, which, surprise, surprise, I was not called back. I remember being like, I'm just going to give them what I think they want, which, I've seen a couple episodes, and I'm just going to, do an impression of what I think this is. Because there's so much pressure, and you want to get it, and you want to do all these things, and I didn't pay attention to, maybe that's not the best example, but what the character was experiencing. For a high school in the hallway, Serena's a bitch, and then had to leave. But she's going through stuff too. The character, and I wish I'd known that, and I wish I'd known to really have shown up and done all my homework. I think for a little while, I wanted to get it so bad that I just sort of forgot to do the actual work, I think. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. I would agree, and I would also say good advice is to make your own stuff. I used to do that.
Yeah.
I'd make videos and shoot my own stuff and do theater, and I think kind of self-generating is really helpful because, like she said, you can be yourself and you can kind of show what's authentic to you, and that'll just make you stand out. Totally. So.
I would also say, know the difference between the call on your life and a hobby. Those are two totally different things, and you will approach it very differently once you lay hold to exactly what it is. Because if it's the call on your life, then you hold on to that thing no matter what, and you always push through. No matter what happens, you lean in. And you keep in mind that it's not called them esteem, mama esteem, and us esteem. That it's called self-esteem, because you are the only one who has to believe what God told you you're supposed to do in your life. And then your responsibility is to do it. And then after you do it, your responsibility is to help somebody else do it.
Well, I don't think I have anything else to say. I'll get off and play because we ran out. But it's such a beautiful reminder, though, and it's true. And sort of to piggyback on that is doctors and attorneys, they have practice. They have practices. So people who are just like, oh, I just want to be on a TV show. And they're like, oh, hold on. I never wanted to do it for fame. I wanted somebody to relate to me, and I wanted to relate to someone. And so my impetus and my intention behind that was I just want to tell stories and feel like a part of something. And then it does take practice, and you should be well versed on plays and movies and making your own content and doing it because you love it, not because you love the idea of what it is or the fame about it all, because people don't realize I didn't realize what it all entailed. And I've sort of been on this whirlwind for the past 2 years, and I'm like, whoa, not prepared. But prepared. Prepared but not prepared. And so, you just gotta, if something's placed upon your heart, you can have a vision without a provision, and it's a calling on your life. So.
Aubrey and Cristin, a lot of your background, previous works were starkly different than things like Nails or things like Legion, like Parks, How I Met Your Mother, Reno, even. How does it feel to go from something lighter to something much darker or more different or more dramatic? And do you prefer drama or comedy?
Well, I prefer work. But I will tell you the industry was very kind because I started off in Reno. They were kind, but they did tell me that you have a lane and you stay over here. You're a sitcom girl, and that's what you do. And I would always want to, the original vision that I had in my mind at 5 years old when I wanted to become an actor was drama. And I had seen Cicely Tyson in this beautiful piece called The Autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman. And I was like, oh, that's what I want to do. In my mind's eye, I was already Viola with the snot bubble and everything. I said, that's what I want to do. And the industry was like, no, honey, you're funny. And that's what you do. And so it took me a very long time to invite them to see me how I saw myself. Because I couldn't get into certain rooms because they were like, oh, no, we know what she does. So when I did Getting On, which was on HBO with Alex Borstein and Laurie Metcalf, that was the first time somebody said, we believe that people who can make you laugh can make you cry. Come on in, the water's fine. And then I got Emmy nominated and everybody was like, we didn't know you could do that. And I'm like, right, I didn't try to tell you. So I absolutely love the transition because I've been in comedy for so long. These emotions that I get to play taste very delicious in my mouth, and so I'm happy.
Thank you.
Aubrey, did it feel like a big transition for you?
Yeah, totally. I would say that I always wanted to be I've always wanted to be an actress since I was younger, and I always wanted to do everything. And I think at a certain point, I was very focused on comedy and improv, and became obsessed with that. And I never thought in a million years that I would get on a TV show. So Parks was such a huge surprise for me, and then it just kept going and going. And I'm so grateful for that experience, and I loved every minute of it. But I felt the same way, where it kind of like you kind of feel like, okay, like I'm only like supposed to do this, or people can only see me as doing this one character or this one kind of thing. And so, when that was over, I was just so ready to break out of that, and I think I've always wanted that, and so I'm glad that I got to do that. But I've always admired people that can do both, and I think growing up, I always thought, I always loved like really like comic actors that did both. Like Adam Sandler, to me, was always like, man, he's just like got the best kind of career ever. Like he can just go back and forth and do people like that. So I think I always had that in my mind. But I like both.
I mean, Cristin, did you obviously? I think you were probably known early more for comedy, but you've done a lot of different stuff. Do you feel like you were making the transition in any way?
I mean, I didn't like that. I actually weirdly, the only comedy I've really ever done is How I Met Your Mother, and then an episode of 30 Rock, and everything else has been drama. So I sort of felt like with Black Mirror, I was like, oh, I get to do both. And listen, that episode was not a slapstick review. But there's elements there that are funny in a dark way. But, so I did not feel that way as much. Those were I felt like those experiences were being allowed to do comedy, which I've always, just like everyone else was saying, I want to do everything. I want to play J. Edgar Hoover. I want to play everything. I'm sorry, that sounds crazy. So much fun. So I didn't feel like that so much, but it's amazing to be able to do both.
Okay. Well, thank you for putting up with this link, and thank the rest of you for coming. I would ask you to stay in the